welcome back to Savor the Moments with Tia and friends. I'm really excited to give you another culinary adventure with my dear friend Sandesha Taylor. You may have remembered her. She was with us a couple weeks ago with Chef Nick and Coach Jay with Hampton's Just Healthy at Jamesport Vineyard when we were talking with Alex from Cellular Wine Distributing, and we were all talking about the New Year's and toasting to a great season. So today I decided why not learn a little bit more about Sandesha, what she's doing here on the East End. So she invited me to join her for lunch at Hampton's Chutney Company, which is located in the heart of Amagansett, which is such a cute village on the East End. So let's get this culinary adventure started. Hey!
Here I am.
Oh my gosh, it's so cold out, but it's great.
It's so cold.
I'm so glad that we're able to connect again and you're able to give me a culinary adventure at Hampton's Chutney. Why Hampton's Chutney?
The food is delicious. The atmosphere is absolutely wonderful.
Okay.
So,
and a little bit of Indian cuisine. Does that like touch your heart somewhere? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a huge history and affinity with Indian culture and spirituality, and this place just exudes that, and it's nourishment for the body.
Mind, body, and soul.
For the soul, yeah, really. It's wonderful.
So we're gonna have a mind, body, and soul experience today.
Yes.
All right.
And we're warming up.
And let's warm up.
With the tea,
we gotta warm up again. I feel like every time that I'm with everyone, it's cold. It's the East End. Let's go. But you can warm me up with your heart. Oh my gosh.
This is the number one, the classic masala.
Oh, yeah.
And your small chai. And you're having a number
Ooh.
9. It's a good chutney
Oh my
chicken.
goodness.
And your small chai.
This looks
Different chutneys,
amazing.
you guys can try them all.
Yeah.
Just let me know.
Thank you
That's
so
phenomenal.
much. This looks so good.
So,
Wow.
Jose, is this the, which one?
That is the tomato chutney.
The tomato chutney?
And then you have a pumpkin chutney,
Pumpkin chutney.
pumpkin chutney, cilantro chutney,
Cilantro.
coconut chutney, and peanut chutney.
Absolutely divine.
So I'm gonna put all this out, so I'm gonna share the wealth.
Enjoy.
Thank you so much,
thank
Jose.
you.
Oh yes. Tastes like home.
So, now you know why I took you here?
And now I know why you took us here. This is great. So, but you chose Indian. Did you know that my heritage? No?
Nope.
Wow.
I didn't know that. I just love coming here because it's so peaceful. The food is amazing. And look behind me. There's Ramana Maharshi amongst many more enlightened masters that are either, well, I think, except for one, they're all deceased by now. But Ramana Maharshi created the lineage of Advaita, which is what I studied with it's the form of self-inquiry. Who am I?
Wow.
So after Ramana, Papaji in Lucknow was continuing the lineage of Advaita, self-inquiry, and he appointed a lady, Gangaji, to continue his lineage. So
Wow.
she travels the world and gives satsang now, and it's really a phenomenal tool to check in with yourself and to find out who you really are, because the question, who are you, isn't answered by, yes, I'm Tia Greene, I'm a woman.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're being called on going deeper and really exploring who are we as human beings, right?
Yes.
Yes. And
But-
that brings you to your spiritual self.
So you can have that mind, body, and soul experience. But before we dive into that, definitely want to take a bite of this.
Oh, for sure. Sorry.
Because I'm like, my mind's going where you're going. My body's like, Tia, come on, let's eat something. And my soul's like, either way, we're going to be happy. So,
Cheers. Here's
Yes.
to that. Cheers, chai. Thank you, guys.
This chai is delicious. Thank you. This is really good.
Oh boy.
This is
You can taste
delicious.
the cardamom in it.
Yes, you can. This is like the perfect beverage to savor on a cold day like
Yes.
this.
Oh,
Is
yes.
chai. So I want to dive into this and just, oh my gosh.
And we eat with our hands. Okay, so
Try this.
I have a spoon here so you can dish out a little chutney.
And grab another spoon.
Here,
Oh,
borrow this one.
thank you. So I'm going to dive into the curry.
Oh my lord.
Okay. You guys
What a
ready?
flavor explosion that is. I'm gonna dip.
It's so good.
So good.
It's so good. Oh my goodness, there's more?
Here comes the dal.
One you have to try this. This is our thali special. It's chickpeas with Swiss chard.
Oh,
And then
wow.
This is a original naan bread as well.
Yes.
Let me know what you guys think, okay?
We will. Thank you.
We need, I think for that we might need a spoon.
Let's grab 2 spoons.
We love eating with our hands, but
Because I'm going to put that on here. Wow. This is so good. Usually you want to try this with the naan, but I like to do things differently because who says that you have to do, there is no rule when it comes to eating in culinary.
No.
Mix it up yourself. You have your own palate, so let's dive into it.
mix and match.
Oh my God. It's so good.
Everything. More. There's more.
And then here's your chocolate one.
Oh, thank you.
Oh boy.
Go sure.
Wow.
Alright. Let me get you a spoon.
Thank you.
Definitely gonna need one.
I will try the coconut chutney.
Thank you so much, Jose. Thank you. And everything is
Thank you.
delicious.
Thank you.
Loving this culinary adventure. So now, since we had our first bite, and I'm gonna do this because we share. Sharing is caring.
Yeah, we know each other. You can double dip. I don't mind.
So India, is that when you started your culinary journey? Was in India, or your soulful journey? Like what?
No, that's
Drove you
not
to go
where
to
it
India?
started, but empty my mouth. What drove me to India was actually color puncture. So before I went to India, I think I told you that I studied fine art and I was painting, living in Santa Fe, painting full time. And then a friend, we were a community that came together for meditations in Santa Fe and satsang. So somebody came back from an ashram in Pune. It's called the Multiversity, where you can learn any kind of holistic healing modality that's available on the whole planet. So this is an amazing center in Pune, India, right?
Wow.
So he came back with a video that was reflecting what's going on in the Multiversity, and then I saw the color puncture treatment being administered to a person, and all my bells went off. I just had to go. I had to go and study this, right?
Wow.
So my plan was to go for 2 months for the duration of the course, and I stayed for a year in India.
Wow.
I mean, I had awakening moments. I had the most amazing time of my life. You know, my meditation got a lot deepened because I was sitting with 3,000 people in Buddha Hall meditating. You could hear a pin drop. There is such silence, amplified silence when you share it with thousands of people. Can you imagine? I mean,
I just got goosebumps.
amazing. So, and I also, and this is a wonderful experience for me, but I also had a death experience. I got really, really gravely ill and passed out, and then was saved by Indians that took care of me and pumped me full with medicine. But I had an out-of-body experience, and I was in a place that I can only describe to you as pure bliss. Pure joy, pure bliss, pure witness, right? The body was no longer with me. I was without the body. So that brings me back to talking about the self-inquiry.
Wow.
So it's all a full circle experience, right? I just came from sitting with Papaji in India and learning about Advaita, and then I had this experience.
Wow.
So I never was the same since, as you can imagine, right?
It woke
like
you
that.
up, and then you wanted to give back to the communities that you're going to move to.
Absolutely.
And then you created your business.
First, eventually I created my business. I started out private chefing in residences here in the Hamptons, and then on private yachts. And my way of cooking was really more than just feeding or filling somebody's stomach. My food was meant to heal also. And I administered the principles of Ayurveda, so which are based on the elements, right? So, and on the flavor profiles. Ayurveda is really a huge topic. So in a nutshell, Ayurvedic food like this has all the flavors at once in it.
Wow.
Sweet, sour, bitter, pungent, astringent. And when you incorporate every single flavor in your meal, guess what happens? You feel completely satisfied afterwards. There's no need to go to ice cream or chocolate, because you had all the flavors already in your food, right? Be it through lemon, lime, carrots, honey, in the mango chutney,
Coconut,
garlic for astringent, cumin, so you have all the notes and tones, so it's totally satisfying and nourishing to the body.
wow.
So you can create very happy customer, and cutting out things like white flour, dairy, white sugar, the 3 white deaths we call them.
Okay.
Cutting those out, you already create a much more healthier body and healthier eating habit. No?
So when you were out here and you're a private chef and you are teaching your clients these ways, by cooking for them and letting them know, like, this is the menu that we're going to have and this is why, or no?
No.
Okay.
No. Because,
Okay.
most of my clients, they like the surprise, right? They left the menu creation to me, except for maybe asking me, so what are we having today? Fish or chicken or vegetarian, that was the only the only aspect that was discussed, right? And then I would create a menu, and I would come up with things like a raw cacao mousse made from avocados with a cashew cream on top, right? And they would start eating it, and they would call me into the dining room and say, "Chef, this is absolutely phenomenal. I've never had this. What is this? What is in here?" They couldn't guess.
Wow.
And then I would tell them, well, this mousse is made from avocados, with melted dark chocolate and real cacao and lucuma and maca and all the good
So you're giving them a healthy experience without them, they didn't even know.
Yeah. And they would feel light, they would feel satisfied and light and nourished, right?
Wow.
And their health would improve, right? I had clients that were eating the non-fat, no-sugar diet, which is full of aspartame and hydrogenated oils, right?
Okay.
It's full of really, really not beneficial ingredients. And I would come and change their pantry contents, throw that all out and replace it with good stuff, and then start cooking for them. And guess what? After months they would play tennis again because the arthritis, the inflammation in the body subsided. Yes.
So taking the traditions you learned in India,
Yes.
and the techniques,
Yes.
that's one inspiration, but what really?
Well, really healing with food. So the tagline for my business was, let food be thy medicine, right? This is Hippocrates, the philosopher, created exactly that saying, let food be thy medicine and medicine thy food.
I like that.
Yeah, that is the key. So you can really heal a lot of issues in your body when you change the way you eat, change your diet, or actually do intermittent fasting. You can create health by changing your diet. So that said, I wanted to bring a good series of healthy snacks to the market.
Okay.
I wanted to reach more people than just my private clients.
Okay.
Right? So,
Which shows your generosity for the community wherever they are. You wanted to give them a bit of you.
yeah, especially when you travel.
Yes.
Right? When you go on the road, you don't find good stuff unless you have a health food store near you, but those are not always available. So I wanted to really create something wonderful, shelf-stable, that's nutritious and delicious.
Okay.
So my business was called Raw One, which came to me just sitting on the beach.
Wow.
It just downloaded like boom. I'm going to create a line of raw food snacks and I'm going to call it Raw One, organic, nutritious, enriching.
Wow.
The one. And one love, one heart, one soul.
I love
one
that.
One planet, one people. So the one has significance for me because we are all one, really. When it comes down to it, we are all the same.
Yes, we are.
All one.
Yes, we are.
One source, only one source.
Yes.
So that's why my company was called Raw One.
So after the years, go ahead.
And my girlfriend Sophie, who helped me in the beginning in the kitchen, we were two women cranking this out in the beginning. She would always say, Raw One, the one, you gotta get one.
That's funny.
Yes, cute.
So when you wrapped up Raw One and you decided to have another journey, did that lead you to the East End?
Yes, I came back to the East End, yes. After we sold Raw One, we were really quite, I would say we were a little burned out, and we did it for 10 years, and it was a lot of work, and we didn't have a life when we had Raw One.
Okay.
You know, it was all consuming. So we created something wonderful, and then I sold the business to my business partner, and moved back to the East End and pursued more the spiritual aspect of my journey.
That's
right?
beautiful. Mm-hmm. And that goes into wellness, Naked Tuesday Talks.
Naked Tuesday, yes.
Your soulful events.
Yes.
And coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, you might have heard that. And what else?
Well, I'm all for promoting truth and empowering each other, right? So when you check out statistics, you see that 87% of us people doing jobs that they really don't like much, or that they don't feel fulfilled in, right? So if you don't do what you love, you're kind of wasting your potential and your time. So I would like to be an instrument of encouraging people to find their groove and to feel empowered and to feel courageous and to take the time to connect with themselves, to check in with themselves and find out who they are
and how they're doing.
What are my talents?
Yes.
What makes me really happy and thriving.
And what I love what you just said, Sandesha, you said this a couple weeks ago with Chef Nick and Jay and Alex at Jamesport Vineyard. We were talking about this, and you're talking about the spirituality of things, of really loving what you're doing, and then putting it into the food. Because, like they said, wine is a living thing, your food's a living thing, and you are a living thing. And you brought that attention to everyone. So now what you're doing is taking all of that and creating a community that's all about finding your true self. And is that where Naked Tuesday came into place? Like, that's why it's called Naked?
Naked Tuesday goes way, way back to a time when some of us chefs would get together on a Tuesday, because chefs work on the weekends, so Tuesday was always a day off. So we would get, into our bikinis and swim and hang out and really inspire ourselves and encourage ourselves and give each other a moment to check in.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I always say other people are our biggest asset that we have, right?
Accountability partners.
That accountability, and also just to be heard is such a gift when you sit with another human being and you can share. You can share your desires, your soul, your goals, and there's somebody on the other end really listening to you and paying attention to you.
Yes.
Right? That in itself is very healing. So when on a biochemical level, right, the heart is our strongest energy center in the body. It's our heart center. So when we sit together like we do now, and we share a talk, and we share a heart connection, guess what happens?
Vibration.
Homeostasis. You get healthy.
Just from talking to one another.
Just from connecting and paying attention to one another. Yeah? Not being distracted on the phone and this and that, but really being here, showing up, listening, giving the space to one another and holding the space for each other. And that's what Naked Tuesday is about. Having fun, coming together, having an opportunity to be yourself and sharing yourself. And
I love that.
Connect.
And there's no judgment. No judgment. You just walk in being you, and you can empower someone by your story. Of what you've been through, whether it be the good or the bad. Because someone else might be going through the same thing that person went through. And they could be a leader. They can teach them and saying, this is what I did and this is what helped out.
Right. So it's maybe without even consciously being after that, but you will create aha moments for everybody by just sharing your own story, right?
Yes.
When you share in a space that allows vulnerability, real magic can happen, because without vulnerability it's not going to be real. So a safe space, and we're not talking about gut-wrenching problems, or it's not heavy at all. It's light, it's heartfelt, it's really, I think we live too much from the head and not enough from the heart, right? That's what I think, and it's our goal in this lifetime to wake up to our true nature, which is what? Love. Our true nature is love. That's what it boils down to. That's who we are.
It's funny, several years ago I was on the plane coming back. I was on a business trip going back to Atlanta, and I met this older gentleman on the plane. And he looked at me and he said, "What's love?" And knowing me, because I'm very spiritual, I'm like, "Oh, 1 Corinthians 13, 1 through 7. I'm like, "Love is patient, love is kind." He's like, "No, what is love?" And I'm like, "That's love, being patient and kind to one another and really being there for each other." And they're like, "No, what is love?" And I was like, "Okay, you tell me." And he's like, "Love is listening, observing, valuing, and empowering one another."
Yes, exactly.
And we said, regardless if it's romantic or it's strictly platonic, he's like, that is what love is.
Love is you.
And then when he said that to me, that's when I'm like, he is so right.
Yeah.
Like, love means all things. Everyone has a different definition what love is, but that really resonated with me. So when you say that, that just pops up in my head. Listening, observing, valuing, and empowering. It was a very good plane ride.
To have somebody like that sitting next to you, amazing.
Yes, and it really just, it spoke volume because my company, you know, it's Liba, it means love, and I love everything I do, so I promote love every day.
There you go.
Having another, like, definition of that coming from other people, what is love to you? And just hearing that, it's just so passion, like when I hear it and see it. And then even with you, you're radiating. You're like, oh my gosh, gotta do this. Naked Tuesdays, it's all about this, building this community.
Yeah.
I really love that you're doing that, Sandesha, and bringing people together and just letting them be, like, letting them let go of all their sorrows, what's happening in life, and just walk into this room and just be real. And authentic. And it's hard for a lot of people to do that these days.
That's why it's called naked, not because we take our clothes off, but hey.
Your feelings. Yeah. So to take it up a notch, I know when we all sat like weeks ago at Nick, Chef Nick and you guys were talking about doing a dinner series.
Yes.
So I want to know more about that dinner series.
Yes. So we had, we are vibing on the same frequency, Chef Nick and I. So I once did this before in Miami. We created, my friend and I created a series of dinner experiences that would go over a few hours.
So a few hours. So 1, 2, 3, 4. How many?
Let's say we would set the time for about 3 hours, but sometimes people
just stay and do more.
Meet friends and just stay.
You're creating a lot of great space out here on the East End. A lot. And I would really love for people just to dive into it. And even if it's not on the East End, they can do this wherever. Maybe they can contact you and say, hey, I would like to produce a Naked Tuesday in New Jersey or a Naked Tuesday in Georgia or Montana. And then they can reach out to you and then you can help them and guide them and they can create their own Naked Tuesday community.
Yes, for sure.
That's awesome.
And also the dinner experience.
And the dinner experience.
Do it anywhere.
I love that.
The next one that's coming up is going to be probably focused around CBD.
Okay. Thank you again for just inviting me to this hidden gem in Amagansett and hearing your story and sharing it with the viewers in the world so they know who Sandesha Taylor is and just being a part of your journey. I'm so honored to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
So until next time, everyone, make sure you savor away, and I'll see you later.